All right, test, 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 test. I do believe we are working. All right, for those who do join in, this is a preliminary look before we hit the road. We're going to be hitting the road here any moment now. I'm plugged in, pardon the watermark, I'm plugged in with my phone right now. My camera setup is already in my car. It's pouring rain right now, but I'm honestly thinking we might just switch where it is that we're going to be chasing today. So once we get a few people in the chat, we'll start kind of covering it. We're only going to do maybe like a 15, 20-minute live stream. Very quick, very simple. We're going to just quickly glance over a couple things. Excellent, excellent. Melinda, welcome in. Ethan, welcome in. Guys, this is going to be a preliminary chase video. We have not left just yet, but as soon as I hang up this live stream, we're going in. I just want to take a couple more quick glances at a few different details because I'm suddenly noticing as of 12 Zulu and forward, we're seeing a huge change possibly in where the hot zone is likely to be. This is our simulated reflectivity that I'm looking at here. And the reason I mention this is because, believe it or not, we were looking at possibly going down towards Fort Myers, Naples, Sarasota, but now all of a sudden our new target area just might be the Palm Beach, Pompano, Boca Raton area with all that aggressive onshore flow and enhancement that we're going to be seeing off of the Gulf Stream waters. It looks like a lot of the shower activity that we have going on right now is really suppressing a lot of the stuff that's happening on the left-hand side or the west side of the peninsula. Can you guys hear me okay? You should be able to hear me. I'm using my usual microphone. I'm not using the phone. I'm using my mic. So you guys should be able to hear me okay. And we got excellent connection, so check your end first before we go making any adjustments. But yeah, guys, so it looks like a lot of our stuff is going to blend together out west. And I'm starting to see very, very big differences in where it is we could possibly have to target as we go over the next several hours. The supercell, I'm going to bring up the supercell composite for you guys to see. And if you look on the eastern side of the state, as early as 0Z and into 1, 2 Zulu and 3Z, notice how our supercell parameters are coming into agreement right down in this general spot as we're riding up the Gulf Stream current and seeing that very aggressive onshore flow. You can see it right here on the simulated reflectivity, these clusters of thunderstorm activity. And notice that even though at this exact same hour, 03Z on both of our charts, the HRRR is thinking this is going to be all washed together, and there's really going to be nothing happening along the western part and the southwest portions of the state. So we might have a new target area, in which case I'm going to have to hit the road here in the next 10-15 minutes because it's about a 3-hour drive down to West Palm. I'm not too sure if I have any viewers tuning in from the East Coast. I know Matt is down in the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area. We've had a few other folks who used to tune in from down south, but I haven't seen them in our chats in a little bit. So car's all set. Everything's packed. Camera gear and everything is all in place. That's why I'm using my phone for this. And, yeah, let's just take a look at a couple more things before we get started here. Because any moment now, I'm going to be out there on the road. I have to stop at the gas station, get some gas, because we're nearly on E. Yeah, see, look at that. We're looking at 0Z, so this is 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11, and you can see that we have really decent agreement in our supercell parameters right in through here. So we might have to reverse the plan and come down through here and then circle back up as the winds and everything begin to kick off and see exactly what this onshore flow does. Because you can already see, just looking at the RRFS model here, even this model is thinking that Western Florida has more or less kind of died off because of the already shrouded in cloud cover that we have going on right now. And it's pouring outside even as we speak. Let me go ahead and overlay our SIG-TORN parameter, if it'll come up here in a second. So it's looking like we might have to attack the southeast as opposed to the southwest. I do apologize because I wanted to pass through a few of those neighboring areas. What happened here? Why did we lose the model data? I wanted to pass through some of those general spots, especially the areas hit hard by Ian last year. I wanted to go down through that neighborhood, but you know, it's looking like we're probably going to have to shift gears a little bit. Let me go to the NSSL model real fast. Take a look in the same general spot and look between the hours of 23 and 05Z. So there's 23, here's 23, 0, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see, so at 3 Zulu, this is about 10 o'clock at night. 7 would be 0, It's 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So looking at about 10 o'clock at night, look at how the supercell parameters are coming together. So closer to Miami, closer to Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Boca Raton. You can see this area or this channel. Let me use a different color so I don't draw over my ink. You can see this channel of enhancement right here over where the Gulf Stream waters are. And I think that's the reason why our systems could possibly get a little bit more aggressive in the southeast quadrant of the state as opposed to the southwest. Notice even as this point in the loop, we don't really have much activity going on for the south. I have noticed this. Part of me wants to jump down to the Naples area because this has been highlighted tremendously. I do think this is going to be a tornadic storm that rolls in towards the Naples, just south of the Fort Myers, Punta Gorda area. The HRRR, the FV3, and now the NSSL model has been tracking this potential supercell. But let me clear the ink, guys, and look at this. Look at how much activity we have along the East Coast. So this is what I've been noticing at 12 Zulu across a lot of our models. And regardless, we're still going to see some pretty solid impacts if I were to track down that way. Because if you look at the winds, we're going to have some very, very good onshore flow around the same time. This is in miles per hour. And all through this corridor, all this onshore flow here is going to be anywhere between 42 to about 60 miles an hour, mile-an-hour gusts coming out of the east-southeast. And then naturally, we're going to have some really good wind activity out west. So if we want more of the tropical storm conditions, oh yeah, look at that. Tampa-St. Pete area is going to be getting up there towards maybe even hurricane strength, just shy of hurricane strength. This is a 70-mile-per-hour wind core. But the East Coast is definitely going to take a battering as well. Let's go over to our SIG-TORN parameters. Let's change to the different model. Let's go to the FV3, take a look at it. And let's go to our supercell composite on this. Not as much. The FV3 has backed off substantially, but if you look, even for the western parts of the state, we've backed off tremendously. And then you look at the winds. The winds are really going to amp up along the east coast as well because of that pressure gradient. Right around that same general time. So 23Z, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and midnight is when we're going to have our most hellacious conditions down there in the southeast. All right, let's go to a different model. Let's go to... what else we got? Let's use our ARW. Let's see what the ARW is doing. We're doing some very fast initialization and verification, guys, so forgive me if I'm not really checking the chat too much. Supercell composite. Let's go back to those valid times. So there's 23Z, 0Z, 01, 2, 3. Yeah, see, so 3 Zulu, even the ARW, albeit modest, they're still thinking we could see some rotational storms out there, and they go up even higher after that point. And it corresponds really well with our simulated radar. You can see all that really good onshore flow right there occurring for the Palm Beach area and just further to the north towards Pompano, Boca Raton, and headed towards Vero Beach. So this is a tough one, guys. This is definitely a very, very tough one. I'm torn. I'm really torn right now because we're going to have impacts on either side. And I don't want to hit the button and change course just based on the updated model runs at 12 Zulu. Because last night and even earlier this morning, it looked like we were all systems go for Tampa and then down towards Naples and Fort Myers. Gosh, this is a difficult... I'm like low-key stressing right now. I'm very stressed out because I want to get out there and I want to get on the road. I want it to be on the road literally right now at 2 p.m. And we're falling behind because things are changing. What does the Cape look like? Yeah, see, Cape is going to be much higher along the East Coast, and I think that's mainly because of this stuff down here getting ready to bloom up and push in. This general area here, as this comes up, that's what's going to help to give us a little bit more of that onshore flow. I don't know, guys. It's definitely going to be a wind and a rain event, but right now it's almost looking like some areas are going to bust. Some areas are really not going to happen, you know, as extensively as we've been witnessing the last several days. Gosh, this is tough. This is really, really tough. Supercell composite on the HRRR, in agreement that we're going to see some stuff down there. Let me overlay our reflectivity as well, see if that lines up. No, I don't want maximum radar. I want simulated radar. Here we go. go back over to the NAM nest, the 3 kilometer NAM, and see what we're looking at on here. Yeah, see, the 3 kilometer NAM thinks that we're going to have really good feeding coming up off the east coast. It's already kind of starting down there right now. 15Z, 16Z. It is 2 p.m. right now. I'm trying to do math in my head really fast. So if this is 1 p.m., 2 p.m., let's go ahead and do a little bit of verifying right now. Let's go to dual pole next rad. Let's go down to the south and see how we're doing. Yeah, so actually we are already starting to see stuff roll in. There it is. So the NAM model and all that is thinking pretty solid. No active warnings just yet, but you can see that these possibly are our rotating storms right here. You can see the little pockets and the little flare-ups that are pushing towards the coastline. So dang, this is rough. This is hard. I uploaded a video and it's already bad. Yeah, so these storms right here that are marching in, there might be just a little bit of rotation with those already. Let's see. Yeah, so here we go. These are the little guys that are spinning in, and we're already starting to see just a little bit of activity with those. Let me go a little bit further to the north. We'll go to Tampa. Actually, we'll go to Melbourne and see what's happening up there. Go to Melbourne. Nothing really identifiable on the radar in Melbourne. We'll go to Tampa. Go to the Tampa radar. Take a look down there. Not a whole lot. Got cold air advection going on, though. Look at this S shape right here. Or no, warm air advection. Excuse me, warm air. It's the backwards S that's cold air advection. So, oh gosh, let's go up a little bit. It's got to populate. It's got to populate. That's not going to do us any favors. So the NAM model is doing very good with those storms rolling in, and the NAM definitely thinks that as we get closer to, this is 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., we're going to have some really good cells rolling onshore down there. Let me see what the HRRR is thinking, if the HRRR is verifying fairly well. Kind of, sort of, HRRR. Let me go back to 17Z. So yeah, it's anybody's best guess at this point. This is rough. Right around the same time, we're going to have winds picking up out of there. Go to the 3 kilometer NAM, look at our wind speeds. Wind speeds are going to go up right around that same general time frame. What do you guys think? What do you guys truly think? Do we think we should go southeast or should we go southwest? Southeast or southwest? I wonder if SPC has changed their outlook at all. Nope, still 5% all over. Weak surface lowers out essential, blah, 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 blah. Instability should preclude appreciable tornado threat throughout the day. Later this evening, over this upper system, eventually Florida's stronger deep layer flow, gradually overspreading the peninsula, allowing it to increase, blah, blah, blah. However, the instability for... Yeah, this doesn't help us at all. Southeast has been the most violent weather all year. Southeast. Let me look at the helicity. I just realized that I haven't been looking at helicity. HRRR. Let's go down there to Florida. Where's our helicity? Here we go. Overlay the radar. Simulated radar. All right, here we go. Let's see. I need a better simulated radar. Let's go with this one here. Yeah, so it does seem like Palm Beach is where our greatest chance is currently. Palm Beach and just a little further to the north there, and then transitioning up the coastline is where we could likely see most of our significant weather activity happen. Sheesh. I need to go to College of DuPage. Gonna check one more site, and then we're gonna get going. Let's go to the Namnest here, southeast, convective. Let's see, updraft helicity. Yeah, so this is why I wanted to use this chart. You see that difference right there, guys? I think this just kind of sealed the deal. Southeast quadrant of Florida, right there, is where we're going to see most of our greatest helicity shots. And then further to the north there, at least according to the Namnest. Let's go to HRRR. Let's do a sanity check. Kind of look at the same thing. Let's go to convective products. Updraft helicity. We'll go back one. Not nearly as much on the HRRR on this one. Let me go back to the Namnest, and let's look at our surface winds. Yeah. I think that just sealed the deal. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to ride the East Coast. Going to head down towards Palm Beach. Let's see real quick. And then we're going to wrap up the stream, folks, and then we're going to get on the road. Maps. All right, so this is where we're headed. West Palm Beach. This general quadrant is where we're going to get started. So from Boca Raton, Pompano Beach, up towards West Palm Beach, and then further to the north from there. We're looking at about a 3-hour trip. 3-hour trip. I'm up in Polk County. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to start up in this general area, come down towards Lake Wales, hit the 60 if anything, hit 95, and then just continue on straight down. It's about a 3-hour trip. So if we were to leave in the next 10 minutes, 2:20, we'd be there by 5:20, just in time to kind of settle in and set up shop on the coastline. Maybe even in the next 20, 30 minutes. I do have to stop for gas and make sure that the car is ready to go. Probably going to hit some traffic. So yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going down to West Palm. West Palm Beach is right there on the coast. Supercell composite. Looking really good. Yeah, looking real good down in that area. Sig Torn. Yep. Greatest chance is going to be East Coast Florida, at least from the way it looks. ML Cape is probably going to be the highest in that general area. Yep. ML Cape is going to be the highest. Surface Base Cape, going to be the highest. Yep. Let's go back to the HRRR. Let's take one last glance. Go to 17Z. Convective products. Let's go to ML Cape, see what it looks like. Not as much, but ML Cape is still the highest down there. Sig Torn still has the highest values on the eastern side of the peninsula. 700 millibar vertical velocities are going to be the most decent out over that general area. What does the RAP show? Let's see what the RAP is saying. The RAP or the RUC. RAP doesn't have very much faith in this at all. So yeah, it's definitely looking like Southeast Florida. Southeast Florida. Alrighty, guys, we're going to get ready to head out. I'm going to do some last-minute prep in the house, and I will talk to you very soon. I will likely be doing live streaming on YouTube, but you will not have the overlays with the model data. You're going to just have me on the camera answering and talking to the chat and documenting what's happening as we move along. All right? Wish us luck. This is it. We're going in. Let's get on down there. Will you stream it or stream once you get there? I'm going to stream parts of the drive, and then we're going to stream when most of the significant weather happens. So probably around our usual 7, 8 p.m. time is when we're going to start looking at really streaming and documenting what's going on down there. And we will see what happens, guys. Yeah. Please share the stream if you could. Share the stream and let's get this out there so we can start documenting some of the coverage. Going to use the Miami radar, take one last look, and then we're going to cut the stream. So, yeah. This is generally speaking why we're going to set up post out there, because we're just going to keep seeing these little clusters, these little embedded vortices of thunderstorm activity moving through. We have some down here that's just going to continue to propagate to the north. We have this band that's getting ready to go up. So, yeah, I think southeast Florida and then moving up towards the north, like you guys mentioned, is what we're going to be doing. So thank you all for watching. We'll talk to you very soon. Please keep watch on my YouTube channel, on my TikTok, Instagram. We're going to be uploading all kinds of content over the next 12 hours. But here we go. I'll see you guys soon. This is Weather Center Nazario.